Welcome to Surplus Stories. I'm Steve from Century International Arms in Montreal, and today we're going to be looking at the Yugo M57 pistol. The M57 was manufactured by the famous Zastava factory in the former Yugoslavia for many decades. It borrows heavily from the Russian TT pistol designed by Fedor Tokarev. Like many other pistols, it is based on an original design by John Browning. One of the main improvements made to the Yugo M57 is that it has a magazine capacity of 9 rounds instead of 8 rounds in the TT pistol. It is rumored that the higher magazine capacity was ordered by the Yugoslav dictator Tito himself, although this has not been confirmed yet. The nice thing about the higher capacity magazine, in addition to the extra round, is that the pistol has a longer frame length, making it more comfortable in the hand, improving your grip on the pistol, and helps tame recoil. The good news for us in Canada is the original magazine does not need to be pinned, shortened, or limited in any way. The M57 is chambered in the legendary 7.62 by 25mm cartridge, also known as the Tokarev caliber, which is a snappy bottleneck cartridge indeed. It is widely available on the surplus market as well as newly manufactured. The M57 is widely issued to the military and police of the former Yugoslavia and was used on all sides of the Balkan Civil War. And it is still being used in many places today. The simplistic, genius design of the M57 allows for simple field stripping and maintenance. Most of the innards are easily removed due to their modular drop-in construction. Let's have a look inside, shall we? For those people that think because the M57 is originally designed to be used for military services, and think that they need special tools and instructions on how to properly maintain this firearm in their possession, we've prepared a little bit of some specialty tools that we thought might be necessary for the field stripping of this gun. But in all reality, we don't need any of these. So, let's take a look inside our M57 pistol. We shall field strip it. To field strip, we point the pistol in a safe direction, pull the slide back, check there's no rounds in the magazine or in the chamber, remove the magazine, close your slide, double check the slide. Now we need to remove the slide stop. To do the removal of the slide stop, we remove this spring pin system. The easy way to remove the spring pin is just to push it with the back of the magazine where it disengages the pin freely. Pushing that pin out, we remove the slide stop, and now the slide can move forward freely. Now that the slide is removed, we can remove the trigger assembly simply by removing it like this. Now we can remove the barrel, the recoil spring assembly, and the bushing. Just remove the small spring. It's a captive spring. Turn the bushing 180 degrees. Out it comes. Out comes the barrel. It's a locked breech firing system with a pivoting barrel. The barrel can be cleaned, the slide can be maintained, cleaned and lubricated. The main recoil spring is a captive spring. An interesting feature about the M57 pistol is that it uses a magazine safety, meaning that means that the trigger cannot be compressed unless the magazine is inserted. You can see inside the structure, small little portion there that blocks the trigger movement to the rear. This is an added safety feature. Reassembly of the pistol. To reassemble the pistol, you take the frame, reinsert the hammer group. The barrel goes back into the slide. The bushing, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, then back into its original place. The captive spring goes back into its original position. And this is the position of the slide, barrel, and recoil spring and bushing when it's ready for reassembly. Now the pistol can be reassembled. Simply like that. Back the slide stop to its original position. Check function. And return the spring clip that locks the slide stop pin in position. Verify slide function. Once again, the pistol will not fire without the insertion of a magazine. Reassembly of the Type 57 pistol. When the engineers at Zastava designed the M57 to hold 9 rounds instead of 8, there were some logical ideas behind the whole thing. Not only to give someone 1 extra round so that you can miss 8 times and still have a chance to fire off a round, or to make necessarily the grip better. There is the idea of if this pistol fell into enemy hands, the structure of the magazine as well as the magazine safety would prevent the gun to be used against their own forces. For example, here we have an original 1945 dated Russian TT-33 standard gun that everyone sees all over the world, and probably you might even have one in your collection. The 8-round magazine compared to the Type 57 magazine is shorter from bottom to top. From the lips downward, they lock at the same place. So if your Type 57 pistol found its way into enemy territory and is lost or captured and doesn't have the magazine, and indigenous forces decide we shall reissue these pistols with our magazines, they will discover that, firstly, it's too short and won't feed, and it will not stay in place. The other way, if Soviet TT pistol ended up in Yugoslav hands and they had to issue this gun for emergency services and didn't have this magazine, they can use the Type 57 magazine in this gun because it fits, functions, and you still have that extra round capacity. Isn't that a blast? But don't tell everyone, because this is a military secret. The M57 pistol is a variant, a licensed copy of the original Tokarev style pistols. The original Soviet Tokarev pistol designed by Fedor Tokarev in the 1933s This one is a wartime production variation. The continued production of these pistols in Europe. We have Polish examples of this pistol, as well as pistols made in Romania, all made during the Cold War times, from the 1950s, 55, 60s. In the surplus market, you'll encounter some personalized and variations on the model M57 pistol. And these will include pistols that have been presented as special presentation pieces, pistols that were owned by civilians or otherwise have been embellished with specialized grips and different finishes as well. These are also part of the surplus package of the type M57 pistols that will be available to you through our local dealers. These are all for Canadian consumption, and then once again they are restricted firearm only, easy to own, easy to shoot, easy to collect. If you're not a collector, the variations on these types of Tokarev pistols, the type M57s, is a good place to begin the collection. Continue. When preparing for a zombie apocalypse, don't forget to have one of these in the collection, because they take out zombies pretty well. Reload! There we go. All zombies clear. Let's have lunch.